I am Pragya and I bring to you excerpts from the current issue of Outlook. Outlook looks at two cover stories. One, titled Almost Real but Not Quite. Virtual production can make the filmmaking much cheaper and convenient. But will the AI powered tech also forever alter the essence of cinema itself? Second, titled Paradise Lost. Can we row the shikaras and have the heritage walks? The cover carries the image and words from the visual artist Veer Munshi. He says, "My installation depicts the fast changing characteristics of Indian cities. So I was wondering about the fate of our paradise on earth called Kashmir." Changing the Lens, an interview with Aradhana Seth, production designer and artist. She spoke to Tanul Thakur of Outlook and Ojas Kolvankar. There is an experience, a tactile one, that production designers create with objects that bind time and space and complete the narrative in a film. For decades, production designer and artist Aradhana Seth has worked on creating film sets that are intrinsic to storytelling. A location, an altar, a house built from the scratch and aged, to give it a context and to place it in the story are her ways of storytelling. Her Goa house is a testimony to her craft. Objects from film sets are a part of her museum in the making, where she plans to preserve parts of ephemeral sets, and these objects are clues and causes and serve more than one function. They add depth, and with technology, some of the depth might be lost. Seth recalls how on the film The Darjeeling Limited 2007, where she was the art director and set decorator, they duplicated cabin number 4041 and mirrored it when doing so. The train bogie was the site of the action and integral to the plot. It ensured that the director, Wes Anderson, could film looking out of the window of a moving train as it traversed on an actual railway line in Rajasthan. This helped the camera axis to remain the same, filming both to and from the starting station. For this particular project, they had to design a mount on the ceiling of the corridor to install the camera. This made it easy to shoot the characters walk up and down the long corridor without the camera appearing in the frame. If we were to shoot the Darjeeling Limited today, I wonder what Unreal Engine would offer us, says Seth. There is a realness to objects when they are part of the set and not just projected on a screen. They can evoke emotions and reactions. When asked, "What was your earliest experience of working with films?" Seth replies, "My first movie, in which Annie gives it those ones in 1989, as an assistant director, was a set in the School of Planning and Architecture in Delhi. Screenwriter and production designer Arundhati Roy's script was nuanced in its understanding of the spaces. In fact, she had lived in that hostel. It was interesting to see the choices she and the director Pradeep Krishan made when it came to designing the sets and locating the film. Be it their decision to shoot in the school itself, the real location, and preserve the look and feel. They often retained certain aspects and embellished others to add to the look, feel, and period that the film was set in. Over the years, it became very clear to me when we needed to build a set from scratch, when one could build into an existing location, and when the space needed only set dressing. Multiple location recce's, sourcing and research were a big part of prep. While wandering and looking, she soaked in the atmosphere. So, as a production designer, my biggest compliment is, "But what have you done on the film?" It means that I have been able to create the milieu and the time period in its smallest details, from wall texture, set dressing, art, furniture, and the small objects that are seen in the frame. I never want to create a set that looks like a set unless it is meant to be a set. For this and more, read the current issue of Outlook.